period of time on this channel where most of the knives you guys saw were knives that most of us couldn't afford unless you had a large amount of disposable income, or, like I like to call them, midlife crisis knives. It was the equivalent to the Knife Guy's Corvette, but we're going to get back to our roots and we're going to look at this full custom BBM V2 by NCC Knives. Guys, like I said in the intro, back to our roots, knives that you probably can't afford. This is the NCC Knives BBM V2. Now, this is basically a full custom knife. They do these in shop. This is a gorgeous knife. This is a Tonto grind. Well, it's not even a grind. It's milled, beautifully milled on this with that step pattern, which I have to say I've cut with this and it hides scratches very well. So you only get shine on the high spots. So your finish doesn't really change all that much. Beautiful stonewash finish on it, with these great big titanium thumb studs that are just gorgeous. Brass pivot collar on both sides. Gorgeous hardware on this. I believe that these might be Steve Kelly pivots. They look very, very similar to what I'm used to seeing from Steve Kelly. This is in a frame lock, and this is absolutely gorgeous. Those thin handles you would think would be uncomfortable. It's not. This absolutely does feel good in hand when you cut. Now, these were done in Nitro V, and even though, I mean, people like Nitro V at that price point, you gotta understand, it's not the steel that you're paying for, it's the craftsmanship on this, because these knives that Nick do, what the knives that Nick does are, sorry, my brain shut down, I had to step away for a minute. The knives that Nick does are always just shy of perfect. I mean, the artistry of it, the quality of it, the overall materials, and just even being this like artistic, it's still functional. It does cut very well. You've got these big thumb studs that you can flip off of. You've got a big fuller on this. The handles are nicely done, chamfered over. It almost looks like a two-piece handle. The only thing that would have been cooler if they had masked this off and two-toned it so it did look like two pieces, because that's one piece of titanium that just looks like it's a scale. It looks like a scale overlay. Beautifully done brass work on this with, like I said, the pivot collars that have been, obviously there's been some hand working on this, hand tooling on this, probably with a needle gun, so that it gives it that hammered look on that texture. And then nice chamfer work on this that just gives it a nice clean look. Beautiful pocket clip that matches the aesthetic. It was a thought out pocket clip. It was not just something that he had laying around the shop that he threw back on, he threw on it just like, oh, I just need a pocket clip. These are quality products. If you don't check out Nick's stuff over at NCC Knives, you absolutely should. He's got some of the coolest stuff that you're gonna find on the market. I absolutely did not like this knife at first, the first time I saw it. And because it's so thin, but after having this one here for a while, and I had the one that Dylan Mallory sent me for sharpening, you saw us sharpen that one, same knife. I absolutely have found that I find the grip on this, when you get up on that, just beautiful. It's a beautiful knife and functional. Nick did a really good job milling in the actual full Americanized style Tonto, but it's got a nice rounded point. So it's not just like that hard angle at the front, which gives it a much better look and function. I find these to be much more functional than like the cold steel style, like hard angles where you got two straight edges. These wind up being a lot more functional. And the nice thing is, if you don't want to have to sharpen in that secondary point because of the way the blade is swept, you can absolutely just round that point over when you're sharpening if you want. I've had people actually ask me to do that on some of these knives that are more this style. And then just the absolute gorgeous look to it. You've got the milling lines, which I find attractive. It's one of the things I love about the Norseman, that are then intersected by this big fuller. And it gives it that cool harpoon look. And like I said, the fuller is not just there for looks. It gives you a little bit of weight reduction in the blade, and you can flip off of it. I find that to be better for me, because with this knife being kind of small, I have a hard time with the thumb studs because I wind up putting pressure on the lock bar. So being able to get it in a position where I'm reverse flicking off of it, so much better. But it's just a beautiful knife. Nick has always done such a good job with his products. So if you're thinking about picking one of these up, or thinking about checking out any of Nick's knives over at NCC Knives, absolutely he's got a bunch of different versions. He's got a bunch of stuff that he does. You're never going to go wrong with the quality of work that he does. There may be some designs that I don't like, but they're always really well done. So with that being said, guys, this was just a short video. Let's turn this around and do some final thoughts and send you out about your day. So at $1,300, I could never afford this knife. I bought my $1,300 knife at one point, and my wife told me no more knives ever. But it's always nice to see something this good. And like I said, Nick is an awesome guy. He does really good work. And if you haven't checked him out, you should. And if you're at a knife show, swing by his table and tell him I sent you. So guys, that's it on this one. You know what to do. All kinds of stuff down below. Their sponsors. A couple of them have discounts built into their links. Coffee Brand Coffee and Temper Trail. 10% off just by using that link off their stuff. Their coffee at Coffee Brand Coffee is absolutely amazing. I have got affiliate links down below. Where you can take those if you can buy any knives. You've got an Amazon store. You can take that, pin it to your browser, use it for all your Amazon shopping you're going to do. I have discounts at, I have a coupon code that will save you 10% at KATSU Knives, 10% at Rosecraft Blades, 10% at Fair & Forge Knife Works, and 40% at Beyond EDC Knives. And it's Crazy Sharp. It's Crazy Sharp, all one word, all lowercase. And I also have got a membership. There's a way to join down below. You click on that join. I do exclusive content. I have giveaways that I do. There's a premium sharpening tutorial series and a private Discord. Plus, there's also a public Discord down below where it says join the community, where you can hang out there for free. That's a free benefit I'm giving you guys. Guys, that's it on this one. I love you all. Keep it clean in the comment section. It's your birthday. Happy birthday. I'll see you in the next video.